Hello and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday. This is a weekly show which covers all the news from Star Citizen over the past week. I am your host Mac, so let's get on with it. This week we get the latest updates on 3.0, the second part of the land claims QA is out, plus I announced the winner of the Mustang starter package. So starting with around the verse as usual, the burn down, talking about 3.0, there is now 240 must-fix issues before the live release of 3.0. 2 of them are blockers, 97 critical, 96 high and 45 moderate. In terms of shopping and cargo, they're now currently in the bug fixing and polishing phase. It is feature complete though, which is good. One of the bugs was that the cargo box was getting stuck to players' hands and persisting as well every time they're logged back in. Shopkeepers' faces are now playing properly. They also want to get shipped weapons into the shops too, and the commodity kiosk is now feature complete as well. They're just ironing out the bugs. In missions, they are working hard on mission givers, getting the bugs sorted there, making sure that the mission givers' behaviours are accurate and realistic. In terms of ships, they have run all the ships through their paces, ensuring that they all tick all the correct boxes. Turrets are actually affected by the rotating planets, but they now have this resolved. In Traversal, the IFCS and second stage afterburner is in a very good state. It is just minor bug fixing now. They're also making land requests more obvious. When you request a landing pad, you will be able to determine which pad it is. You know, the UI is more visible, basically. It was a bit confusing as to where you're supposed to go. For the Moby-Glass, the star map is now done. They're also implementing the map into ship radars so that they can be used there. The first rollout is with ships with 3D radars, and then they'll do it to the 2D radars and so on and so forth. They're working on the hint system, making it smoother for new players. This is feature complete for 3.0 now as well, so if you are new to the game, don't worry, it will be explained how to do it. The inner thought menu is almost complete as well, and they've also got the ship HUD holograms working again. So, for performance and stability, they have found and stopped a series of 15006 crashes, plus some latency issues, and they're also making steady progress on closing many issues every day. I haven't played the latest patch because I've been away. The patch before that, I was getting a lot of 30,006 crashes, I think it was, or 2 or 7 crashes, I can't remember. I'm hoping that's been fixed. Anyway, the main feature for ATV was exploring the GravLev Tech. Basically, on the Noxes, the Dragonflies, all the space bikes, they use this gravity tech which allows them to hover just above the ground, and they wanted to recreate the Star Wars hover bikes as realistically and as possible to make it so it's fun and exciting. The closer to the ground you go, the more thrust you will get. As you go higher up, you will transition into a different mode. You're able to actually lean into the corners like in a real bike, and they want the bikes to feel tighter so that you can take corners better rather than sliding everywhere. Now, bikes have a kind of an auto elevate if you are approaching something to help avoid. It's their avoidance system which scans the terrain ahead and adjusts accordingly. They want it to be slightly limited. They don't want it to be a case of flying into a wall and flying over it. They want you to actually hit that wall, so you have to still be scanning ahead yourself and adjusting it yourself. We will have the ability to adjust our own elevation should you see something approaching rather than leaving it up to the IFCS. But obviously if thrusters are damaged or if you run out of fuel, you won't function properly. They have fixed some balance issues. They don't want the bike to flip on one side if it goes over a hole, so it needs to remain quite stable. But transitioning from hover mode to atmospheric flight is going to be a thing, so they want to have turbulence and drag as if you are flying in the atmosphere. To transition, you just keep going up and it will switch into SEM mode. It won't happen if you drive off a cliff. It's quite clever a system, so you will return to the ground, but transitioning from atmosphere to ground and vice versa will feel very good and require a little thought, because if you come in from atmosphere, you will be at a higher speed before it slows down, so you need to make sure that the ground ahead of you is quite stable and level, otherwise you will smack into something. Racing will also require skill. Going higher creates more drag, so keeping close to the ground will be important, but it will be determined by what terrain is up ahead. They want to include a slight pitch control to give you a wider range of movement for aiming your weapons, but the GravLev Tech is not a magic trick. It actually calculates the terrain and is realistic. Rather than just getting a quick, easy fix for it, they wanted to do it properly. Anyway, that was the ATV. They did mention that the holiday live stream is going to be on the 21st of December. This is all Squadron 42 focused. I'm not sure what time that's going to be, but I'm sure they'll tell us closer to the date. Anyway, that was ATV, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let's move on. So we have had the second part to the land claims Q&A. First question being, will there be passive expenses or running costs to owning property or land? And they say the expenses are controlled by the goods and services purchased to protect, operate and maintain the land. Paying for a fleet of security drones, for example, to watch over your estate will need maintenance. Mercenaries may require a recurring fee to keep them employed, along with mining equipment, refineries, power plants and other modules needing maintenance as well. Next question is, can you move a land claim to an unclaimed piece of land, claiming that instead? And you cannot unclaim a property and switch it to another. However, you can sell that land back to the UEE, to a property broker or to another player. If you have bought a piece of land and later discovered gold, but don't want to mine it or guard it yourself, then you could sell that land on for a profit. So, next question, can you kill trespassers without becoming an outlaw? No, you cannot. It's only a minor crime is trespassing. Only players who have committed serious transgressions such as damaging or stealing private property, including any resources below or upon your land, can you then engage them. Obviously, if they fire back though, you can fire at them. Next question is, can you extend a land claim to make it bigger? And they say that you can add parcels to your estate if you wish, provided the neighbouring lots are available. Will it be limited or controlled to how much land a person or an organisation can claim? And there is no limit, but there are enormous quantities of land available, so being selective is a good idea. Just buying lots of land is not a good idea at all. What happens if a pirate buys a land claim? Now, the UEE security will engage any criminals of the UEE that they encounter, regardless of whether they own the property or not. The UEE will likely engage both a felon who owns the land and the criminal committing the crime at that moment, so if you are a pirate and you buy some land, don't call in the feds. Next question is, how far above and below the ground is considered part of our land claim? Now, the land claim gives you rights to everything on and below the surface of your parcel. The sky, they say, is community property. So, can you claim part of the water, or is it just land? And they say oceans and major bodies of water are considered public resources and not available for sale. However, parcels that include ponds, lakes or liquid resources can be harvested for a profit and belong to the landowner. So next question, can we charge players and NPCs rent for using our land? And they say that they do intend to allow players to license access to their properties to other players or to NPCs for a recurring fee. So yes, can we place landing pads and hangars on our claimed land? And they say they are planning to allow the construction of landing pads along with a variety of modules. Hangars may follow later at a later date, but they're currently not in the plans. I think what they said recently is if they can find a way to make it work well and easily, then they will. But until that time comes, it's currently a no. Anyway, next question is, does insurance play a role in land claims? And they say you will be able to insure structures that you build. Will I be warned when entering claimed land? Very good question. And yes, your mobiGlass will patch you into the UEE's property network to inform you when you are near private property. These signals, they say, can either be set to generate a warning or extend a customised welcome. So if you are a shop or trying to sell stuff, you don't want people to be told to go away. You want to welcome them to your location. So you can set your own welcome. Final question, can I alter my terrain by adding a lake, for example? And they don't have any plans to allow to alter the topography. However, they may allow the composition of the soil on the surface to be subtly altered through various processes for more effective farming. Longer term, they may support some level of localized atmospheric modifications for further control and refinement. Anyway, I'm not sure if there's going to be a part 3. I honestly thought there was only going to be a part 1, which is why I did a separate video on this. But yeah, that was the Q&A part 2 for the land claims. Lots of good questions there and lots of good answers. I am very excited to see this develop. So, as you may have heard, the Cray Ray from Raiden Dragon Gaming has provided a hefty amount of ships and prizes to give away over the course of December. Massive thank you to you, sir. Last week we started the month-long Constellation giveaway, which can be found following the link below, but also a week-long Star Citizen Mustang Starter Package giveaway. Now, the Mustang giveaway has come to an end and the winner is Hollison, so congratulations to you, sir. I will be in touch. Stay tuned for the next giveaway, which will be beginning soon, but also make sure you head over to Raiden's channel to enter further giveaways from him. The link to his YouTube channel is in the description below. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to all my patrons. We have had a few new patrons join up over the course of last month. Angelo, Rabid Dog, Elitha and LT Butch, thank you so much, guys. A huge thank you to every single patron. You really help me get videos like these out, covering the costs for Adobe and hardware, plus allowing for a Star Citizen Starter Package giveaway each month. So thank you to you There has been a couple of updates to Patreon, which was intended to increase the percentage that I get from 88% to 95%, but it looks like it actually charges patrons more. So with that said, if you are wanting to cancel because of this, I perfectly understand. It is okay. I will not hold it against you, of course. Please do so if you are wanting to. But if you are interested in supporting me on Patreon, please follow the link below to my Patreon page. So also this week, the lead ship artist Chris Smith was in the hot seat, and the streamer Red Lear was the community guest on this week's Citizens of the Stars. There was a new clean shot post which I am yet to read. Lawmakers brought us the Towhill system. There was a Q&A post for both the Anvil Hawk and the Aegis Hammerhead. I will likely put all the information from this into a separate video. And finally, December's subscriber flare features the Vanguard hoplite and the Argo schematics. So that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for watching. A big thank you to the subscribers and the patrons as you make this possible. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter and Instagram, and I shall see you next time.